Welcome to Winter Namm 2021. We're excited to have you here with us. While disappointed we can't visit in person, we're glad to show you what Breedlove is all about. Guitars are our absolute pride and joy, the passion in our lives. It's in our DNA across the line. Let's get started. Beautiful. That is one of the organic collection, which is why we're here today. I am in the Breedlove Custom Design Center in beautiful Bend, Oregon, with Angela Christensen, who designed the organic collection guitars. Ange, how are you?
Doing great. How's everybody out there?
Everybody's doing good. So we are going to deep dive into the organic collection, which was originally launched in January of 2020.
Correct.
At Namm.
Yes.
And now here we are looking at these guitars. There's been some changes. There's been some new models that we'll talk about during the course of the year. But these guitars have a phenomenal story. And I think everybody loves a great story. And so, Ange, let's learn a little bit about this organic collection. Tell me the story. Let's have some Angela story time about the organic collection.
Well, a handful of years ago, as we had gone down the venture of our wood sourcing, wanting to know where all of our woods came from, we were able to apply that to our USA-built instruments, the Made in Bend instruments. But that doesn't sit well when you can't say that about the entire product line. And so we went out searching with our partners overseas to see if we could develop products that we could track the wood back to the source in those imported overseas made products, the designed in Bend products.
Yep.
And it has not been an easy accomplishment. Actually, most factories and partners told us this just wasn't possible coming out of those countries. And we didn't give up. So we finally found somebody that was willing to work with us, with our wood suppliers, buy from those suppliers, and build all solid wood instruments out of fully sustainable woods.
Sustainability. Okay, so that's really the heart of this collection here, the organic collection, sustainability.
Sustainability.
Because you talk about these different wood types and working with vendors. All of that is to basically ensure that these woods that we're using are in fact sustainably harvested. No clear cutting is involved in the procurement of these woods from the forests.
Right.
Okay. Now that seems like a challenging thing. I think it gets a little bit more challenging when we think about where these actually came from, because these woods come from all over the world as well.
That's right, they do. So once we found a factory that was willing to work with us and with our wood suppliers, we started designing our product line. And so I'd love to introduce to you the organic collection. This was a project about 3 years of an undertaking for us to be able to bring the product to market.
Wow.
So not a small feat, but we are very proud of what we get to present to you today. So designed here with our Breedlove DNA, all of our body shapes, we are building all solid, fully sustainable tone wood instruments at affordable price points.
This is so cool. So there's a number of these guitars that I want to dig into just because they're so beautiful. Where do you want to start in the product line?
Well, why don't we start out with the entry-level instrument. So we have our signature series is comprised of these two on the left. So we have a non-cutaway with electronics, and we have our cutaway with electronics in our signature series.
Okay.
And all of these guitars are going to be made with a Torified European spruce top.
So this is European spruce on the top.
European spruce.
And I'm going to ask you some questions about that Torified statement you just made. But what's the back and the sides of these?
The back and the side is made of African mahogany.
From the Congo, right?
Coming out of the Republic of Congo.
Okay. Okay. So these are very much international guitars. They're coming from all over the world, so to speak.
That's right. And then we have Indian laurel for the bridge, fretboard, and overlay.
That
so
laurel's
that's
beautiful.
coming from India.
Okay. So you guys went to the forests where all of these woods grow. You partnered with vendors that believe in sustainability. They have that same value. They appreciate protecting the world's forests.
Yeah.
And so they said, yes, we will work with you. We will help you build guitars out of woods where you know where they're coming from.
That's right.
That's
Tom
phenomenal.
Bedell made those travels himself.
Okay.
Not only meeting with the suppliers, but going out to the forests where these trees actually grew.
Okay.
Firsthand seeing the harvest process and how that wood would travel to the mill to be processed there, and then on to our partner factory to build these beautiful instruments.
So he went to Europe, looked at the forest, looked at the process for the tops. He went to the Congo and researched this whole process to get this mahogany.
And for the neck.
And for the neck. Mm-hmm. Went to India to do research on the laurel.
That's right.
So all of that. Okay, that's really cool. Now, you talked about something that you're doing to the tops, which sounds really cool. What is that process?
So the spruce tops we use are all torified.
Okay.
So it goes through a process where the wood typically will be dried before it's going to be used so that it's stable to build with. This is taking it one step further in the drying process. So it's put into a chamber that is sealed and controlled with heat and depriving it of air. So through that process of depriving it of air and heating it at a specific temperature for a certain amount of time, it ages the wood prematurely.
Okay.
So the natural process it would go through over decades in your guitar, we've been able to achieve by kind of cooking this wood in a different way ahead of time.
So baking it in a vacuum is a
Right.
a simple, maybe not totally accurate, but kind of a dumbed down version of what you're doing. Okay.
And what that's doing to the wood, it's collapsing the cellular structure. And when that happens, then the wood cannot uptake or release moisture.
Gotcha.
So basically you're preserving the wood kind of in that state. It's not going to move. So when you go to, you're living here in Oregon, and we want to travel down to, hey, let's go to Mexico or something, a little more tropical.
Yeah, very humid, very humid environment.
You get off the plane and all of a sudden your guitar is swollen.
Gotcha.
And the playability, it's just really hard because the action's so high. This is going to prevent a lot of that from happening. So with the torrefaction process, you're keeping that wood in a more stable state, and you can travel with it around the world and not be worried about the integrity of your guitar as much.
Yeah, this is incredible. So you have a top that you've done this process so it's more stable. So you get that solid top. It sounds really amazing because you've aged it, so you have that sound quality. But it's more stable, so you can travel around, you can be gigging, and you're not as worried about this swelling or shrinking based on the humidity. So really, really stable.
That's right.
And better sound. That just sounds like a win all around.
Right?
Okay, so that is with this signature series with that European spruce top. Where do you want to take us next?
Well, before I depart from that, I would like to mention that in the signature series, we offer all 4 body shapes.
Okay.
So you can find the companion in this series, the concertina, the concert, and a concerto.
And for folks, if you want to learn more about the Breedlove revolutionary body shapes, there's 4 of them, and we talk about them in a video. We'd love you to check that out because we do a deep dive into these body shapes. because they're very distinct to Breedlove, and there's a really cool story behind them as well. So check out that video if you have a chance. So all 4 body shapes in that signature series.
Okay, well, let's move on to the next series, which would be our Wildwood series here.
Love it.
The Wildwood series, again, offering all 4 body shapes, all in a soft cutaway. And this time we have an African mahogany top paired with the back and side.
Okay. We're gonna have to listen to all these afterwards when we go through them because I really want to hear this one.
Yes. So, again, the great story of where the wood comes from, all solid tone woods. And we didn't talk about the price of these. We might want to mention.
Yeah, this is really the remarkable thing with these. I mean, when we think about an all solid wood guitar, not to mention that these have electronics. They have Torified European spruce tops on some of them. You know, I think of a guitar like that. These got to be what, 1,500, 2,000? What's the price point on these?
Well, believe it or not, you can get into our entry-level signature starting at $549.
$549, all solid, sustainably harvested, Torified tops. That's incredible. It
is incredible.
There's so much guitar there. That's amazing.
There really is. So I can't wait for you to hear it as well. The signature Cutaway is at $599.
Wow.
And then our Wildwood is at $649.
That's incredible.
So then let's move on to the next exciting series, which is our Performer series. And boy, this is just a beautiful stage-worthy guitar. The Performer series has our Torified European spruce top with our beautiful bourbon finish.
That's a great finish. I mean, it just looks like it's ready for the stage, honestly.
Yes. That's paired with our African mahogany, solid back and side. A few upgrades on this one. We have an ebony bridge, fretboard, and veneer.
Okay, so no laurel.
Right, so we move into ebony, which also is being harvested in the Republic of Congo.
Okay.
And then some upgraded gold hardware.
Mm-hmm.
In the Performers series, we offer 3 body shapes.
Okay.
So we offer the Concertina, Concert, and Concerto.
Okay.
And these begin at $699.
That's incredible. With electronics.
With electronics.
That's amazing. All right, and this beauty down here, I've had my eyes on this the entire time as well.
All right, well, this is a showstopper. We have the Artista series.
Okay.
The Artista series has, again, the Torified European spruce top. Only this time, you get an all-solid myrtlewood back and side.
Oh, look at the back of this.
So we have the myrtlewood back and side. This has our lovely natural shadow finish. This has a maple neck,
Okay.
a European maple neck. The gold hardware, the ebony fretboard bridge and veneer for the upgraded appointments. And the Artistas start at $799.
$799.
Right?
And that myrtlewood, we're going to also deep dive into myrtlewood and talk a lot more about that as a tone wood because it's a tone wood that grows very close to us here at the Breedlove factory in Bend, Oregon. That myrtlewood's fully sustainable and harvested, selective harvested here in Oregon as well, right?
That's right.
That is super cool. You know, what's so impressive about these guitars, you know, just the amount of thought and detail that you put into them, but to have these different tone offerings as well is really pretty awesome because you can get some really cool tone out of these, right?
Yes, we're talking all solid tone woods here. So,
Right.
And all made of the Breedlove DNA. So these are all our proprietary body shapes, built to our specifications.
Love it.
Yeah.
And there's a couple special ones here, and these came out mid-year, is that correct?
They did. So what you're looking at here is our Jeff Bridges signature models in the organic collection. The guitar on the left is our signature concert non-cutaway. It does have electronics and the beautiful copper burst on the top. So you have your Torified European spruce top, the African mahogany back, neck, and sides. A little upgraded feature here with the ebony bridge, fretboard, and veneer. Really, we did that so the inlay that's on here could just stand out. This is Jeff's motto, all in this together, and boy, aren't we.
That's beautiful.
So that's the Jeff Bridges signature concert. And then we have the Jeff Bridges Amazon concert soft cutaway Granadillo. So this model has a Torified European spruce top with a sunburst, and it has Granadillo back and sides.
Yeah, let's check that out. Oh, yeah.
The Granadillo is harvested in the Amazon. It's coming out of Suriname. And this is a wood that, R.A., you get to tell a little story about.
Yeah, so part of the due diligence investigating this wood, we actually went to Suriname and we went down into the jungle and we were trapped in the jungle for a couple days. Our boat got stuck and we got to have a real overnight jungle adventure and really get to experience the jungle at every time of the day. And we got to go to the forest and see where they actually cut these down, and it was a remarkable trip. And when you see these beautiful forests where these come from, you really appreciate the whole ecology of the area, and there's a whole forest community that's taking place. And to know that these guitars are selectively harvested the right way and they're not clear cutting these beautiful exotic forests is super important. So that's really, really great. Oh, show us the back of the headstock on these too.
Oh, yeah.
Great little feature.
Yeah, we have Jeff's signature inlaid on the back of the headstock on these as well.
What a great guitar.
It sure is.
All right, well, I'm dying to hear some of these.
Okay.
And since we have Luke here, I think we should probably listen to a couple. He was playing one already when we started. That's the Wildwood, which is all mahogany. So do you want to hear that one again since he has it?
Let's go ahead and do that, and we can walk through the series.
Okay, so this is all mahogany. That's beautiful, man. When we think about that mahogany sound too, that is just such a warm, beautiful sound. If you're into playing folk music, if you like just that really warm, beautiful sound, that's a great tone wood combination right there.
Absolutely.
It is. So let's hear the next pairing with the mahogany back and side. This is the Torified European spruce top.
Noticeable difference.
Noticeable difference, right? The spruce top is going to give you a lot more clear, crisp notes, a lot more projection. I was hearing out of that guitar. It is also a concerto.
Bigger body shape.
So a larger body that was designed to be more powerful in its delivery than the concert. So I think we were hearing a little bit of that as well.
Mm-hmm.
But that is the mahogany back and side with the Torified spruce top.
Like it.
So let's go for the Artista series here, which is the myrtlewood back and side now with the Torified European spruce.
That's a different animal as well.
It is.
A lot more, kind of more balanced sounds maybe, a lot more note-to-note clarity.
Yeah.
Through the highs and the mids and the lows.
Which is the lovely myrtlewood sound.
A lot of definition in this guitar, for sure. And a lovely look.
And as a studio engineer, Luke, I know that you record a lot with myrtlewood.
Yeah, myrtlewood's a really true tone wood, and I always think it captures really well in the studio. I love just doing what we have here, the condenser mic, placed about a foot away from where the neck meets the body, and can't go wrong with this setup here. This wood combination and our mic setup here. It's really, really nice sound we're getting here.
That's awesome. So we've heard different combinations now. We've heard the all mahogany. We've heard the Torified European spruce top with mahogany on the back. We've heard Torified European spruce top with myrtlewood. Should we listen to one of the Jeff Bridges, maybe the Granadillo?
Let's do that.
Wow, a lot more bass coming out of that Granadillo.
Bass, and even those highs, I think, were a little brighter. It seems it's similar to a rosewood in the way that it sounds as a tone wood.
Yeah,
where
absolutely.
It really brings in the lows and the highs, leaving kind of that scoop middle, I think, for your voice if you're a vocalist.
That's a great guitar. Where would you put that in a mix, maybe, Luke, if you were working on a track or working with an artist in the studio?
I mean, this guitar feels like a great strummer. It's got a bit of a nice percussive quality about it, especially from that low end. So maybe something that's a little more rhythmic. I might use it there to kind of support the rhythm a little more. But like all these guitars, they really do it all. I'm not going to be afraid to play any fingerstyle on this. There's definitely a tender quality, a lot of nuance, even with fingerstyle here, but going to be a great strummer as well.
That's great. You know, and one thing that's really exciting too about these instruments, you know, at this price point, if you're building a collection, if you're trying to build a collection for your home, if you're working in a studio environment, these are really approachable. You could build a nice little collection of all solid, fully sustainable, great sounding guitars, and really not break the bank.
Yeah, makes it doable.
Yeah, these are really, really great. I really love that one especially.
Yeah.
Well, this has been really cool. So just to kind of recap here just a little bit, we're looking at these organic collection guitars from Breedlove. We've gone through and talked about these different series. You can always learn more if you log on to breedloveguitars.com. We have a lot of different audio samples, which are high res in studio with Luke. We've got a lot of video that can show these off. And one thing that's really cool, we have a great promotion that's going on now through the end of March. We have the 6-string resolution. You can take $100 off these organic collections now through the end of March, which is just, it's incredible, right? Like, what a great way to take an already affordable product and just make it that much easier to access. So this has been a real treat looking through these, and I want to thank everybody for watching. And thanks, Ange, and thanks, Luke.
Thanks for joining us.
All right, have a good day.
Take care.